Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome to this afternoon's game drive. It has been a warm afternoon here, or day in general, on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. I hope wherever you are, you're having a great day and it's been a good week so far. Our weather has certainly cranked up in the last few days. It is, sorry about that, 34 degrees Celsius today, so that's 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, sorry, this radio is loud. So I came to Mamba Dam in the hope that there would be some good birds because we have a challenge this week. Basil was meant to be the cameraman through the week so that there was no bias from the camera operator in terms of birds seen. But Basil's double bucked himself and we have Andrew on camera today, so hopefully he does get the birds that we're hoping to see. And he doesn't have that advantage of not showing us birds deliberately so he can get the most count this week. So we'll go out, see what there is. There isn't anything here at the moment. Just before we went live, some hardy-dars were calling to our west, but they didn't come here. And there were some yellow-fronted canaries drinking, but they've also gone. So I'm off to a grand start of 0, and a lot of work to be made up to get that high bar of 12 that Andrew got on Monday. But let's go. This morning we had some lions walk through camp. 2 of the females and the 2 boys, and they're lying in these thickets over here, but it's pretty much no view of them at the moment, so we're hoping that maybe they'll be out in the open, but that's not the case yet. So we'll come back here a little bit later and see if we can see them. They're in a horrible spot here with the little bit of erosion and the thickets, so we'll come back later, maybe get them drinking. They did look pretty well fed this morning when they came through camp. So I doubt they're going to be moving much more. We just got a glimpse of them lying flat. So let's go see what we can find and do some birding. I've got to try and beat 12. Andrew set that on Monday. So those of you that didn't watch Monday's live drive, myself, Andrew and Victoria are doing who can get the most birds this week. I don't know how it came about on Sunday, I forget how that happened. But that does bring me to the word of the week, which is twitches, which is quite fitting since we're doing a bit of a birding week. So for our pack members, if you want to get your hands on the black-winged kite photograph of Andrew's, just send twitches to info@paintedogtv and you can get your hands on that photograph. It's a pretty good one. So be sure to get it while it's there this week. There's an impala in the drainage there. Andrew can swing around to it. Oh, as we get the camera on, it's gone. And then to our pack members joining us this afternoon, welcome Mary, Ilse, Betty, Christine, Brian, Jan, or Jan. Welcome to this afternoon's game drive here on the Rietspruit. Elsa says it's her last weekday safari, so let's hope that it is a good one for you this afternoon as you watch it live, Elsa. Still no birds. This 12 might be a little harder than I first thought when Andrew got back to camp on Monday evening. Maybe a little bit later it'll pick up a bit. I'm going to go and try and get to the water points and tick off some birds there. It has been a hot day. So the only sighting on the radio at the moment is a white rhino bull on Leadwood, but we won't be going up there. If you're just tuning in now, we do have some lions at Mamba Dam, but they're pretty hard to see, so we're going to try and get there a little bit later when it cools down a bit and hope that they come down and have a drink.
My apologies, yeah. So we are going along Lockton Road, and the rhino is now on the left side. Moving, still visible, but I would, yeah, so like, three out of 5. But you can come from Lockton along Lockton Road, and then you can copy, thank you.
It's amazing, after my last solo drive, the conditions are so different. On Friday last week it was windy and cold, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius, and the wind speeds were 40 kilometers an hour. And we saw quite a lot that afternoon. It was a pretty productive afternoon. Andrew and I had a good time. And then over the weekend there was snow in the Drakensberg. Some people had to sleep in their cars overnight on some of the passes, the higher passes through the country, as they couldn't get out of their cars. There was so much snow. And I've seen some amazing photographs coming out of some of those high altitude reserves. We've got a golden-breasted bunting to start things off here. That's a good bird to start off with. Yeah, you're doing a good job there, Andrew. Okay, so we're off to a start, at least. And it's a new one for my list. They're just in the grass there. Kind of difficult in the shadows to appreciate that colour on their breast, after which they're named, golden breasted. They are quite colourful. You can see it there, that's so nice. Andrew's going to play along with us in the beginning. I think the closer we get to 12, he might start going against me a bit. All right, well, that's got into the grass. I'll carry on. Like I was saying, the snowfall over the weekend was quite extreme. I've seen photographs of elephants, kudu, zebra, all in the snow, which is pretty incredible to see in a South African context. The kudu almost looked like a deer or elk walking through snow. Also very late in the season. But we always, September always seems to bring one last cold front that brings snow to the mountains. We haven't got any snow on our stretch of the mountain range here, but it was cold. But everybody thinks once sort of July is done, things are good. I'm trying to decide which way to go. Let's go up this way. Everybody thinks, oh, winter's over. It's nice and warm and sunny now. And then we get caught out by these cold fronts that move through in September and bring a little bit of rain, and quite often, more often than not, actually bring snow.
Sorry, but I still don't know the number. I think you know the nothing I can see.
So some of you might be thinking, like I was thinking, that 12 isn't a very big number, and what was Andrew doing on Monday? If you didn't watch the whole show, well, we've got some woodpeckers. Hopefully they land somewhere visible for us. Let's see. Let's see, what have we got there, Andrew? Have you still got it? Just jumped up behind there.
He's behind, directly behind that big.
I think it might have been a bearded woodpecker. It's quite big. It has a lot of black on its cheek and going down the neck. There it comes. Bouncing around there, that's very nice. A bearded woodpecker. So what is diagnostic there is the black on the cheek coming down onto the neck.
One station with rhino bull number 12, very close to the low bunk, deadwood raspberry corner.
Which is quite nice. Now I just saw it fly down. There's a couple of other birds coming into the back of this marula on the other side. Looks like a chin spot batis. I don't know if those are chin spot batis, but there was a chin spot batis there. What was that you had, Andrew? I'm trying to see with my binos, which are a little bit better than the camera at this distance. The chin spot batis was in a thick section in the central part of the tree, and I think Andrew's got something else there that is jumping around, quite difficult at this distance. Oh, there might be a white eye. Have you got it there? Go up a little bit.
There at the back.
Kind of in the middle on the top. So the top part of the tree. Oh no, it's not a white eye. It's a yellow-breasted apellis. Can you see it there?
Top.
Mm-hmm. There we go. This is the apellis. Little yellow-breasted apellis. We can add that to our list. So what did we get? The bearded woodpecker, yellow-breasted apellis. I wonder if we can try and get that chin spot batis. It was bouncing around. They're always quite active and moving around in the canopies of trees. Fortunately, well, it's quite typical of this time of the year. The marula's got no leaves on it, so you can see through it. There's the bearded woodpecker again. I'm looking at it as I look for the chin spot batis. All right. You got the woodpecker again. Betty, no, each of us are trying to keep a list of what we see on the game drive to see who can get the most birds. But they have to be caught on camera. But maybe if you're keeping lists at home with us, you can let us know what the total count is. I'm sure we will compare notes as well. As I start my engine, I feel like there's a little bird on the other side to try and get. It's just the apellis bouncing around. Oh no, it's not. Above the road. It's a canary there. I don't know if you can get it, Andrew. But it's sort of, how do I do it?
Right there.
Where the branch comes up and it splits into two. Oh, it just flew off to the left.
Okay, copy. How many leverage stations are on Lowveld? Only one leverage station on Lowveld, Kevin.
It's so tough. The small birds are so difficult to get you. I'm sure it's a yellow-fronted canary, but until it's on camera, it doesn't count, which makes this even harder.
Something popping around, but
Termite mound. We're both looking in different directions and seeing different things. I think we'll keep trying as we go. This is not easy, trying to coordinate the two of us. But bearded woodpecker is quite good. There's something on the right hand side. Is it still this aplis? I can hear a black-backed puffback call in. It is the aplis on the right hand side of the tree. Oof. I don't know if you can hear the black-backed puffback. I'm going to go forward a bit, Andrew. I'm going to try and look at the top of the trees to our west. We are here, this black-backed puffback calling. There's a bird flying away. Probably it. So many that the camera's not going to get. Oh, fighting talk.
I take pride in my camera.
Well, Mary said the same thing. She said that it's a point of pride for the cameraman to get birds on camera. So what are we sitting on now? 3. 3 in 20 minutes. Oh, that's averaging it out to the same as you. It's going to get tight here.
You were confident.
I was so confident leaving camp. But I was also saying, and now I've got a bit to live up to. Well, not live up to, but to match. Maybe you're wondering, 12 isn't a lot of birds to get in an afternoon's game drive, and it probably isn't if you're trying to normal just bird. You see it with binos, it's a lot easier than with the camera. But Andrew also had lions roaring, which those of you that didn't stay to the end, he got a leopard on camera, on YouTube. Andrew's first leopard on YouTube. He's had a glimpse of one on Zoom before. So he was pretty excited about that, and if you're distracted with a leopard, I think your bird count may not be as high. So I hope I find something spectacular that can distract us from birding if this is the rate of which we're going to accumulate birds this afternoon. I do have confidence though, as it gets cooler, a few more are going to pop out. We've already had a couple of goodies, so that is nice. And we do have the lions back at Mamba Dam, which will be nice in the evening. We're going to go back there. I should actually probably tell everybody that the lions are there on the radio quickly. It's not working. I'll do it later. I tried. Okay, that's... Do you think we can drive around that? We got an emerald spotted wood dove. That's one of the easies. Look at the beautiful emerald spots on the bottom of the wings there. Especially if it faces the sun, you'll see it shining.
Joe, come in. Are you calling me?
They love to spend time on the roads. You often get them flying up off the road when you get close to them.
Okay, copy that. Jan going mobile on Kaya. There was one heel and pull just north of Wild Dog Span on the western side in that block. Okay, thanks. Just posted in the group.
To our pack members, are you keeping bird lists at home? Please let me know. It'd be nice to know what your Rietspruit lists are if you have been keeping lists. I guess there's a massive road around this tree. I thought about attempting to move it, and then I thought otherwise because I might just embarrass myself on camera, and I don't want to do that. But here we have to navigate some rocks. It's quite rocky in here. Somebody got the heater on, absolutely. That. No wonder it's so hot in the front here. And it was on feet. I was wondering, my feet have been sweating. And I just felt this warm air. I thought it's starting to cool down as we get closer to 5 o'clock. And why is it still so hot? But somebody had the heater on. I reckon Victoria on yesterday morning's Zoom drive with Mary. Victoria was cheating with the aircon on full heat. I don't blame her, it was pretty cold. Okay, we made it out of there. Lots of zebra tracks coming down the road. Look at those mountains, beautiful. So yesterday morning's Zoom drive, we're trying to figure out who the leopard was that Andrew saw at Sequoia Dam at the end of Monday evening's drive. And I don't know anything about the Rietspruit leopards, but Victoria and Andrew went out with Mary and tried to track down the individual seen at the end of Monday evening's drive, and they found tracks. And it looked like he was walking down the road scent marking, and just the size of the tracks, the nature of scent marking, Andrew seems to think it was the blowbank male. Apparently the tracks were pretty big. That's what they reported back. And talk has been that he moved up towards Leadwood recently, which is not uncommon for male leopards to shift their territory in their dominant window as to not mate with their daughters. Oh, the elephants have taken a liking to this road. I reckon we can get around from right next to it. Let's see. Looks like it gets quite thick. Oh, that is a thorn tree. Straight into my leg. This, I just pulled it out of my leg. It doesn't look like a big thorn, but when it just whacks you, it's nice. I'm going to be bleeding. I need to bear in mind when off-roading on the Rietspruit that most of these trees they have thorns. Four-wheel drive's not doing the trick. Hey, is it even in? We're definitely not in four-wheel drive here. Put it into low range. There we go. Easy. That's what happens when you drive properly. I think we need to come out with a chainsaw and move a couple of these trees off the road. Testing out my off-roading skills in the chimney. Woo. Alrighty. So if there were any of you watching on Monday and wondering who that leopard is, a good bet would be the blowbank male. Blowbank male. Where are all the birds, Andrew? Camera shy. Okay, we're going to go across to Leopard Dam and have a look there. See if there's any birds drinking or other animals drinking. A hot day after the cool weather. Dams might be the point of attraction. Animals needing to drink on the warm weather. Late afternoon's a good time, especially for things like rhinos. They are quite consistent in their time of day that they go and drink. Late evenings, early mornings. And with the temperatures being around 36, 37 today, degrees Celsius, would not surprise me to find a rhino at the dam. We're going to see if there's any birds. I know there's been some Egyptian geese down at Leopard Dam that I've seen. Some herons, three-banded plovers. My leg is starting to itch after those thorns went into me. And I'm trying not to scratch them, because that just tends to make it worse. I can hear birds, but I think they're quite far away and may not be in reach of the camera. Let me try call those lines in again if my radio is working. The stations I bypassed, 2 lionesses and 2 male lions just to the west of Mamba Dam about 20 minutes ago. My radio wasn't transmitting, so an open lock. I couldn't hear any of that.
I just arrived at the Mamba Dam. I want a section of these 2 males and 2 females.
All right.
Basically just told you to keep an eye on this tree.
There's some Egyptian geese. Let's go around to the other side as to not scare them away. I don't know how often it is that we get excited about Egyptian geese, but here we are. This pair is here quite often. There's also, looks like, is that a monkey on the other side? Looks like a monkey sitting on the other side. It's quite thick, yeah, it's a monkey. Just double checking that it's not something that might run away from us as we get close. I reckon we're gonna build on our list here. I've seen it looked like dark-capped bulbul, maybe it just flew over us. I was hoping it was going to go to the water. Oh, emerald spotted wood dove. Is it? Or is it ringnecks? There goes the monkey. Some kingfishers. Oh, looks like a hurricane thrush. Let's get a gap. Right at 9 o'clock there, Andrew. You see it on the tree low to the ground there? The sort of dead branch at the ground.
Where about? It's terrible because we're doing it
Up
at the
here.
same line. Up there.
Just go up a little bit. There we go. Hurricane thrush.
Oh, there.
There we go. Okay, so there's another one ticked off. Let's go around to the water. I did hear a brown-hooded kingfisher. Let's see. We've got those Egyptian geese. There's a monkey running away. I'll just stop here so you can see the monkey and the Egyptian geese. You can see them swimming away there. They're not going to go anywhere. And the monkey on the wall, just,
Oh, there, standing up.
yeah. A vervet monkey. We are indeed quite fragile, Mary, especially out here. It's amazing. You watch elephants and rhinos just pushing through these trees. Not even worrying about them. There's some blue waxbills next to us and it looks like a firefinch. It's in there somewhere, you can see it. Getting some of the smaller birds. There's the blue waxbill. How beautiful is that little bird? And then there's a firefinch jumping around just to its left and below it there, Andrew. Come down and then go left a little bit from there. It's quite difficult, our angles are so different. Go right. Yeah, now zoom in from there. It's further back. Okay, come out of it. I'm trying to get it. Okay, go left, left. And I'll zoom in there. It flew away.
Couldn't see it.
Birding at the best of times isn't easy, and now you're trying to get a camera onto it, it's even harder. Quite often when you are birding, you put your binoculars up onto a bird, it all of a sudden flies away. There it is, bottom right. Go directly below the wax bill in the close tree. Can you see it? Just above where the grass is. There, it flew up there onto that acacia you were on just now. So it looks like a Jamison firefinch. Did you get it? Yes. So got a black bill, and unlike the African firefinch, it had a red sort of behind the head. African firefinches have a grey coloration behind the head.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah. Tammy, I'm at the picnic spot in one line. Let's just chase some of the vultures away from the carcass.
Right, so let me... Jamison firefinch. We're getting the birds, Andrew. Tap the itchy spot instead of scratching. I'll have to try that next time. The excitement of trying to get some of the smaller birds, Mary, has meant I forgot about the itching of the thorns. And then when I first read vodka, need vodka in the first aid kit to put on the cuts and thorns from Elsa, I thought you were just going to say have some vodka to drink it and forget about the pain, but I guess it does work if you put it on the, like an alcohol on the wounds. But when I first heard vodka or read vodka, I was interested at where it was going to go. We've got a little 3-banded plover on the edge of the water here. It's not going to go anywhere.
East of the Rietspruit River, with 2 lanes is here, 200 meters from the road. Between the road.
These are cute little birds, always scurrying up along the edge of the water course, often in pairs. I can just see one at the moment.
Yeah, then it is 3 lanes on giraffe queue. Copy, thank you.
Where is that? On Kaya.
Where did they say it was?
Somewhere Kudu said must be Kaya. Picnic spot.
Yeah.
Kaya. It sounds like 3 of the lionesses have got a giraffe kill, but on Kaya somewhere. They always have giraffe. And then the other 2 are here at Mamba Dam with the boys, which we'll try and see in a little while. Sitting on 9 birds for the afternoon. It's so nice to be out on a game drive without the wind that we had the last couple of days. It is actually a really nice change of pace. It has been windy over the weekend. So none of our viewers keeping bird lists. Nobody's said their count. Mary, we haven't sent any shots of yet. I don't know if we can to Marine. The quality at the distance that that leopard was drinking at Sequoia Dam was quite bad, just because of the distance, late afternoon, light starting to fade. Oh, is that a lapwing? Left of the geese, it looks like in an impala midden or something there. Ah, there's yellow-billed hornbills. It does look like an impala midden that they're scratching around in, looking for any insects.
on Blowbank, station number 4. Schedule number 6.
What's that? Number 10.
Copy that, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to take the lead.
I need to crank it up a bit more. Victoria's gonna come in fast on Friday. Oh, looking at them with the naked eye on the other side of the dam, it looked like they were lapwings. Maybe blacksmith lapwings is what I thought. On the edge of a dam near water, you often find blacksmith lapwings. Mary's got a bird list of 137. Is that just for the Rietspruit, Mary? That's pretty impressive. Okay, we're gonna leave Leopard Dam now and see if we can get anything else. There's a, oh, it looks like a bull. It's not gonna sit for us. There's something else. There's a brown-hooded kingfisher sitting up here above the road. You see it there, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yep. That's nice. Some black-collared barbets calling in the background.
Do you a favor?
A favor, have you spotted something else? Oh, they're coming down to drink there. See, this is why you just sit at water. Things come to you. What is it? Cape starlings. Oh.
Black-collared barbet, starling.
Black-collared barbet, starlings, and a ringneck dove, I think. Or was it a laughing dove? It's quite far away with my binoculars. Black-collared barbet, Cape starling. Left of them is a dark-capped bulbul that just flew in there. There it is. And there is a dove to the right. I just can't, I think it's a, yeah, it is a ringneck dove, just flew away. So Andrew, I wasn't looking in that direction as I was watching the brown-hooded kingfisher. Has just got me 4 birds. So the cameramen are on your side even if they're against you in the competition. So there's a Cape glossy starling.
Black-collared barbet.
Oh, it's just the Cape starling now, I think. Yep. Black-collared barbet. We had a dark-capped bulbul. Yeah, I've got that one. The other one there was a ringneck dove. Used to be a Cape turtle dove.
And kingfisher.
And I've got the kingfisher there. So what are we sitting on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Smashing it. Okay. Let's go up towards Kudukrip, Lemondurin, see if we can find any rhinos there or other birds drinking. And then make our way down towards the lions at Mamba Dam. Hopefully when they're going to do something, maybe they come and have a drink at the dam as it cools down. Right now,
And 2 female, the Mamba Dam, 30, and up and lock.
they are just lying in the thick stuff. So that's why we're not there. If you've just tuned in now and heard me talking about lions and wondering why we're not going there just yet.
Well done, sir. You beat me.
Yeah, but you got a lion roaring and you got a leopard on camera. Andrew's just saying, I don't know if you can hear him, just saying I've beaten him, but he did have a great afternoon on Monday. Ooh, another golden-breasted bunting took off there. There's some dark cap bulbuls sitting up there, but we've got some of those. What's this? Is it a fork-tailed drongo? It is. Just sitting on the other side of this knobthorn, but yeah, there you go. And you should be able to get it there on the other side. Oh, there it flew away. It's going to land on another dead tree. We're going to silhouette it in the sun. It's going to be a beautiful shot. That's quite nice. Forked-tailed drongo. Look at that fork in the tail, so easy to identify. Bless you. Gone. Okay. We've been talking a bit about a Zoom drive that happened yesterday morning. If you are a pack member and wondering about those, you need to sign up for one. There's one tomorrow afternoon. And then if you are on the public YouTube and wondering why I'm not answering any of your questions, if you are asking questions, you got to be a pack member. To do that, in the description below the video is a link to Patreon, and you can subscribe to being a pack member of the Painted Dog TV pack, and that gives you access to the pack and to asking us questions that we read and answer while on drives. The Zoom drives are slightly different from this because you can interact real time with whoever's taking the drive and guiding. You can ask questions into us directly and we can have conversations with you. So it's actually quite engaging, quite nice and private. You can tailor the afternoon or morning drive as you like. So tomorrow afternoon we've got one of those. Which way are we gonna go? Let's go this way. It's really starting to cool down now, which is really nice. We should start seeing a few more animals moving around. Speaking of, there's a duiker, which are always challenging to get on camera. There we go. It's so tough. Come down a little bit. Go to the right there. Yep, zoom in there. There's a duiker. A male duiker. You see those two little horns. Mary's just reminding me and shows that I'm still new. Anybody can sign up for those Zoom drives. You don't have to be a pack member. They are $25 for each drive. So that's open to anybody. Thank you, Mary, bringing me up to speed. It's something that I do. It's nice to see a duiker just doing its thing. Normally they run away. These smaller antelopes do tend to run when you stop to have a look at them. They rely on their camouflage to avoid predators. And there's a certain distance where they're comfortable with your presence, and if you stop to have a look at them and they get a little bit anxious, they feel like they may be too close to you, they then run away, which often is the case when we try and capture them on camera, them just running off. So they got these comfort zones. All animals have them, but you do tend to see the solitary or antelope that you find in pairs like steenbok and duiker running off when you first stop to have a look at them, because they may be a little bit close to you. They were hoping you wouldn't see them and they would remain concealed with their coats and camouflage. And they're just a little bit uncomfortable, and they just run off a little bit further away where they feel like they can make up their minds whether or not to trust you or not. But all animals have it, even us people have it. Sometimes some people that you don't know get too close to you or try and talk right up in your grill, as we say in South Africa, and you just want a bit of space. So I can relate to the duiker wanting some space from us with our petrol engines and talking, breaking the peace. Just open up some space. Okay. Photos in a PDF, Betty, that might be quite challenging, especially if it's off the camera. All right, it's starting to cool down quite nicely. We got our first sort of animal. Well, we got the monkey just now, but now that the temperatures are dropping, we should start seeing more. I do want to just check these little water points up ahead. I just need to check my map. I finally finished my map. I'm kind of testing it at the moment to make sure it's accurate. And there's minor changes to take place, but it is quite nice. So yes, I was correct. Go check Kudu Krip, go past the reservoir. We had the elephant last Friday having a drink. Go past Lemonduring Krip and then down to Mamba Dam. See if we can add any more birds to the list, maybe get some animals moving around, rhinos drinking late afternoon. Oh, it would be nice to see a black rhino. Still yet to see a black rhino on the Rietspruit. Nice little drainage line. What is that? Oh, it's a vervet monkey kill of sorts. That's interesting. Is the car going to roll away, or is it going to be fine? How's this? This is not something you see all the time. I thought there was something odd on the road. We've got a vervet monkey kill. Just trying to find a stick. And oh, it's smelly. some flies on it, not a lot of it left. I want to see if there's any tracks around here that it might have been if it wasn't a bird of prey. There's something else maybe. It looks like there's some civet tracks coming down the road. I don't know. There are some like scuffle marks over here. But I can't see any other tracks. There could have been a bird of prey. It's quite old. But have a look at that. It's just skin, maybe the spinal column. It's not very nice to see. But there's already beetles. I'm just going to move it off the road. Oh, it's smelly as well. Whew. I wonder what it could have done that. There aren't tracks. I mean, maybe a civet, not really something that they would eat. Maybe if it came across it, might have had a little nibble. But I know crowned eagles have been seen here, and they're a big predator of vervet monkeys. I'm on a funny lip now. Doesn't look like anybody else has sort of driven around it, so I wonder. It is smelly. There's some beetles in there. There were some flies. There's not a lot left of the carcass. Oh. I would say a bird of prey. Especially it's quite random where it is in the middle of the road. Maybe, yeah, crowned eagles are known to kill them. I'm sure martial eagles would also kill vervet monkeys. I have seen a martial eagle on the Rietspruit. So here we are at Kudu Krip. Oh, it was smelly, so it's not too fresh. There are some fresh rhino tracks coming here. Sorry, I'm a little bit unsure now. Just park. There's that a starling on top of that tree. And I think there might have been a red-eyed dove, but it just flew away. It was just quite big where it was sitting initially, but when it flew, I didn't have binoculars on it. It could have been a ring-necked dove and not a red-eyed dove. So I was saying that vervet monkey carcass is very smelly, so I wouldn't say it was from today. Maybe it was killed yesterday by something and it dropped it in the grass and something else came and dragged it onto the road.
Rhino bull walking east on the raptor fence line, about 500-600 meters from Star Junction.
Okay, no birds here having a drink. Let's keep going, go down to Lemon Durin and across that way, check those two little water holes, running up the light. Diurnal birds. Something like genets might also find a carcass like that and eat it and drag it out of thickets if a bird did kill it. Leopards are known to kill vervet monkeys. I've watched leopards try. Hello everybody, have a good one. Good, how are you?
Good.
Gareth. How's it? All good.
Good.
Enjoy your afternoon, everybody. So I've watched young leopards chasing vervet monkeys in trees unsuccessfully, but I do know some people have watched that I work with have watched leopards killing vervet monkeys, chasing them up a tree and jumping across. There's also footage that's gone viral on social media of leopards catching vervet monkeys. So I'd say other than a leopard and a bird of prey, something like a martial eagle or a crowned eagle, I don't know what else would target them specifically. That's an interesting find. Okay, go towards the mountains, some fresh rhino tracks. Rhinos are moving about. So let's check our water points and have a look. Rhinos are walking off to the side of the road here, back on the road here, but going the other way, I think. Nope. Going this way. This is a popular road for people to drive, so I'm sure these tracks aren't too old. Continues there. I'm sure somebody would have at least driven it this morning, and maybe earlier this afternoon. Still here. Yes. A big male rhino, a big white rhino. If you look on the left-hand wheel rut, you could maybe see the indentation, a nice fresh scraping there, territorial animal. Looks like it might have gone up here somewhere. There is a big midden here. The tracks just went off behind us and there was a scraping on the ground. So it's gone off to the left here. Let's see, sometimes they'll walk, they'll graze a bit and then come back on the road and walk down where they were intending to go in the first place. So he's definitely gone off the road there somewhere. I think right just before that midden. See if it comes back towards the waterhole at Lemon-During Krip. It's where we had that elephant on Friday feeding and then going to the reservoir for a drink. With the clouds pouring over the mountains there. Look at how beautiful that sunset is. Just going below the mountains or behind the mountains. Beautiful sunset. Isn't that beautiful? Clouds always add to a sunset. Light catching it like that. All right, we've just been sitting here for a little bit watching that sun go down, appreciating the way it catches those clouds. It's such a nice way to end the day. Haven't heard anything coming out. No sound of lions or leopard roaring just yet. No sound of anything really, just a couple of emerald spotted wood doves calling behind us as that sun is dropping behind the mountains. Haven't seen any more birds. Water, such a good spot. Such an attractant to birds and animals alike. Okay, is there something at Lemondurin Crypt? Doesn't look like it. I'll sit here for a little bit and see if we can hear any new birds or see any birds coming down for a late evening drink. Oh, there's a duiker nice in the open. There was a duiker nice in the open. Little female. See, that's typically what you get when it comes to duikers, darting off as soon as you get your eyes on them. It is quiet, yeah. Okay. Where are we? What's the best way to try and get down? Towards those lions. That's actually quite close. Where are we going to find a black rhino, Andrew?
Seskan's normally pretty good.
Let's go up here, all these little 2 tracks through here. And then, oh, there's a monkey. It's a better picture of a monkey as well compared to the last one that we had. If it's just in the, I love a torchwood tree's fluted bark, but this one is quite young and the monkey running off. That's gone off to the left. So it's a young torchwood tree that we're looking at there, quite a lot of growth at the bottom. Elephants of us have pushed over a couple of the branches and broken them off. So there's a lot of sort of coppice and regrowth, but there is a torchwood tree in front of us that I think Andrew can swing the camera around to, and you can see that beautiful texture of the fluted bark and wood. I really enjoy torchwood trees, probably one of my favorites tree species. So it's nice to have a couple of big ones here on the Rietspruit. Elephants absolutely love their fruit when they're dropping their torchwood fruits. They constantly spend time around the base of these trees, trampling all the grass. There's some birds off to the left here, if we can get them. There's a fork-tailed drongo. We've got one of those already, so we'll keep going. Looks like the elephants have ring-barked that tree. Emerald spotted wood dove just flew across the road in front of us. We're running out of light here, which means we're running out of time to get our bird list up. Unless we get a couple of the nocturnal bird species like the nightjars. You can hear a hurricane thrush calling and flying across the road in front of us. Maybe some nightjars or owl species. I haven't seen any. I've heard some western barn owls calling around camp. What else can we get? Water thickneys, maybe they'll pop out there by Mamba Dam if the lions are still there when we get there. We're just going to do a bit of a loop here. If we get to the lions too early, we might sit with them for quite a while, and that where they were won't be too entertaining. So let's see, maybe we get a rhino moving. There are lots of rhino tracks and sign of territorial behavior, scrapes on the road. There's tracks coming down here as well. It's a popular spot, Seskunt. There's quite nothing like an African sunset. Comments of it being beautiful and breathtaking. The glossy starling again. Should we go up to the crib? Let's do that. Let's quickly go and check the crib, and then we'll come down. One thing that I am learning about the Rietspruit is you can get around pretty quickly. Some of these arterial roads are pretty big and easy to get you between water points and around the reserve. So while you think it might be quite far to get somewhere, in reality it's not if you put your head down and just go. Also opens up quite nicely here. Little blue wax balls. Yesterday we went for an evening drive into this area and we saw 3 elephant bulls, and we only had 2 initially, but the big boy that we brought onto the Rietspruit broke through the fence and went to our neighbors, and one of their big bulls came this side, and we thought they've just done a switcheroo. Yesterday he was seen back on our side, but there haven't been any broken fences or indications as to where he's come through. He's also slipped his collar. So we now have 3, and they might be moving around together. I think the herd was seen somewhere this morning a little further up from here, and there were 2 bulls with the herd. So now we've got 3, which is quite nice. We've added a number to our elephant population. I'm sure with time they'll thin out some of these blocks that are quite thick, do what they do best. Is that an elephant?
Yes.
Oh, we've got the elephants. They're on the road in front of us there. I just stopped so that Andrew can show you them there. Just as we're talking about them, is it the herd? Oh, yes. As we're talking about elephants, we find the herd, and that's exactly where we saw the 3 males yesterday. I wonder if they've already had a drink or they're coming to have a drink at the crib. Apparently Cheeky Chops was giving some, well, being cheeky this morning. I think it's just been a young elephant. They're at the crib, eh?
Yeah.
Stations, the herd of elephants are at Seskant Crib. Stationary. Nice little sundowner here. They're going to be interrupted by the elephants shortly. Okay, they are coming south towards us, so I'm going to get out of their way. I'm also learning what these elephants are about, so I'm going to give them a bit more space. But like we saw with Andrew the other night, they did come towards him. How's that? That's nice. See, hot days like this, it's always good to go and check water points. You don't know what you're going to see. And I've been wondering what Cheeky Chops is, and it's a little boy. Can confirm that now, having a look. Nobody's been able to tell me. Andrew, how did you not know it's a male?
Never asked.
They're going to come right to us, aren't they? They're going to come and say hello. They were walking down the road nicely and I gave them a lot of space, and now this female's just come off the road contemplating what she wants to do, where she wants to go. See how they're all standing still, they're listening. They were moving around, Cheeky Chops pushing one of the herd members. They all stopped moving, stood still, and now they're starting to move again. So for that moment, when they stood still, they were listening to some communication quite far off. But there's no communication from them. I haven't heard any rumbling or any other form of vocalization. We're going to get surrounded by elephants shortly, which is what I was hoping to avoid. So we've got 5. Coming right up to Andrew here. Just smelling us. Yeah, there is a male following them. That was pretty close. I think she came and put her trunk just over my camera bag here. So it's the second time I've seen the herd, so I need to figure out their temperament, understand them a bit better. But from that interaction, they're pretty chilled. I mean, when you don't know elephants and they come that close, your heart rate's definitely on a different level. And I'll turn around and watch them walk away, walking towards the mountains, which is quite pretty. Everybody that was having a sundowner is now back in their vehicle. Also, yeah, they were looking for Andrew and they definitely found him. How many elephants are in the herd? 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had 2 bulls, which was the 7.
Yeah.
And now we've got another one, so we've got 8. Okay, cool. Stations, the herd and 1 bull are now mobile south on Seskant's Padset, around, just coming south from the crypt. Look at all that dust that they're throwing up there. All Cheeky Chops wants to do is play with his mum. Okay, we'll get a bit of a closer. Now they're moving. It looks like they might move into the thick stuff just east of the road. But that's a nice addition that I wasn't expecting for this afternoon. We knew that they were somewhere in this area. I think they were a little bit on the other side of the Diepsloot this morning, a bit further north and west of here. But I wasn't anticipating seeing them because they sometimes just spend a lot of time in these thick blocks. But I do suspect that they came and had a drink at the little waterhole back there and are now making their way down the road. We haven't had them in camp since I've been here, so maybe they'll pop in and show themselves at camp. Went a lot better than I thought it would, that little interaction between us and them. Little bit of communication there.
The lions have moved east into the drainage line, east of Mamba Dam, not visible any longer.
So a radio transmission just came through saying that the lions have moved deeper into the thick stuff at Mamba Dam. So east of Mamba Dam. We could catch them on the on the fence line there.
With the line, I'm coming from Sefkankrit north, probably like 2 minutes away from Sefkankrit. Can I approach? My apologies, I'm in communication with the elephant at Sefkankrit.
Affirmative, you can approach. They are south of the crypt now.
Copy that, thank you.
Or is she going to push that tree down? Looks like she's trying. She was giving it a nudge, but she thought otherwise. Maybe it's a little bit sturdier than she thought it may be. Can you hear those rumbles? A little communication between them. Still flapping his ears, that bull at the back. Trying to stay cool. Although the temperature's dropped off quite a lot now since the sun has set, it's still pretty warm. And the best way for him to cool down is just flapping those ears, a lot of blood circulation going through the ears, a lot of surface area. And Mary says it's great to see Cheeky Chops picking on somebody his own size rather than on Andrew. Well, I don't know if he's picking on somebody his same size. He's picking on somebody a whole lot bigger than him. Oh. Just, I don't know if you can focus there. It looks like maybe the bull is pushing this tree. You can see it's still wobbling, but just
Good evening, station. Please mobile.
stopped again. How are you feeling, Andrew? Is this close enough?
Finally, can't see it.
Good evening. Tomorrow. Brief is 6 lead stations on Blowbank. The elephant herd is south of Sefkankrit. 2 males and 2 lionesses at Mamba Dam area, but gone into the drainage line. And there were 3 lionesses seen on Kaya, but it's too dark there now. And I think all the elephants are around where they were earlier. Copy that, Kevin, thank you.
Now the earlies are moving into the thicker stuff. They've been walking in the nice open patch next to the road for us. It was nice of them to make an appearance this afternoon for us, and while we had light to see them as well. And I think while they go in there, we'll leave them to it, make our way down towards those lions. It sounds like they might be moving around. Visual is intermittent, but it is quite nice. So let's go down that side. stations. The elephants are mobile east into the block from Seskanpad State, just south of the Krip. I'm leaving them to one other. I'll be keen to respond to the lions at Mamba Dam about 10 out. Okay. Copy. That was nice. It was nice to get the herd of elephants moving by, and for me personally it was a nice to see them up close and get a read on their behavior and how they interact with vehicles. One thing that you've always got to be aware of working in the bush is mostly elephants and their temperament towards vehicles. And I haven't had many interactions with these elephants, especially at close quarters, so it's really nice to have one under my belt per se, and to start to judge that behavior, because they might have a bad day, and you can see from a long way off typically how elephants are going to react to you and the vehicle and your presence, and you can make judgments from there, but you can only really make those judgments on information that you have already. And previously I've seen them once at a dam, and there were other vehicles there passing by quite close, but not anything too close. But it kind of puts their behavior, it changes the behavior a little bit when vehicles are moving around them and they've been seen a lot by other cars. So to find them this evening and to just sit there and have them come past is a nice gauge for me, so that I can learn to interpret their behavior. So when they maybe not feeling very good, or they've had a day and they're not really wanting to be seen or viewable, it's pretty easy for them to go into the thick stuff. But it's nice for me to sort of have a bit of a gauge now, have a benchmark on what is comfortable behavior, being the only ones with them for a little while before that vehicle that they walk past is sundowner. It just shows, it just, for me, I can interpret their behavior when there's been no other vehicles around them, which is quite nice. So I'm quite happy with that. And I'm sure you at home are also quite happy with that. Nice little sighting, there's good light on them, nice interaction between Cheeky Chops and potentially his mum and the rest of the herd, some little bit of rumbling. And I just love when you see a herd of elephants moving and then all of a sudden it's just they completely stop and they're listening to communication of other elephants. Maybe the two bulls were communicating to them, or the herd in our neighbor's property were communicating and vocalizing. We can't hear it, but they can hear it. But it's amazing how they are active and moving about, and just all of a sudden something changes and they stop to listen, and then they can continue. And listening to other herds, communication around them is quite important. It tells them where they are spatially in the area, so they can avoid other herds. They can also determine where resources are, maybe good water points. You often get a lot of communication of elephant herds around water points, between herds coming to a water point and herds leaving a water point, communication between the herds as well as amongst themselves, so they can organize themselves. So it's really nice to just sit there and observe that behavior. We'll make our way down to camp, to Mamba Dam, and see if we get these lions doing something for us this evening. This morning they walked through camp at about, what was it, 7:45. The two lionesses and two males had a drink from the camp cam. Don't know if any of you are watching that live cam and saw them drinking there. Only the two females drank. The two males just walked right on past. But it seems like they're having a little bit of a sizing one another up, those two males. There was a little bit of tension brewing by the looks of it. When the females finished drinking and the males had been sitting under a tree, the females walked off, and one of the males walked to intercept them and push his brother a little bit away. So there's something going on between them. So maybe if we do get them active this evening, we'll get a little bit of an interaction between the males. They're also getting quite close to the fence line, so maybe they'll roar for us, but I say that every time when I drive and I never get them roaring. Andrew did come back from his drive the other night quite smug that he got them roaring for you on Monday. Now I got a leopard and the lions roared. You guys have been trying this forever. He was talking to Victoria and myself. Okay, Bulls Park. Just getting my bearings, not that hard. I did not notice a swollen foot amongst those elephants. Did you, Andrew? Maybe we'll have to look at the footage back and just see if that is the case. Coming from the public chat via Mary. I didn't see that, so I can't comment, but we'll have a look at the footage, just see if there is anything that we need to be concerned about there. Thank you for bringing that up and to our attention. Those mountains are just beautiful. I look at them there. It's a stunning evening. There's some bats flying around in front of us. I'm sure we'll get a nightjar on the road. The fiery neck nightjars have been calling constantly over the last few nights as summer comes. So we can add at least one more bird to the list. And then maybe at Mamba Dam we'll get a water thickney. It's that time where we need a spotlight. My eyes are starting to fail me in the low light. Okay, I must look away as Andrea turns on the spotlight.
The elephant herd is about to cross South Boat heading south.
There come the lions. The two boys walking this way. The stations I'm entering the lion sighting.
Approaching the intersection with Put and Houston.
Look at these two boys, they're following the girls. We heard the girls contact calling up ahead. So the two lionesses ahead of them on the road. And watch him as he goes to scent mark here.
Susanna off Blaubank.
Plunk himself down. You want some light? These two lionesses are away from the pride, or the other three lionesses, which have that giraffe, sounds like giraffe on Kaya. So they contact calling, trying to find those lionesses, try to link up again, but they have the two boys hot on their tails. Trying to get some another male walking behind him now. He's just watching his brother walk past him there behind the trees. He's just walking in front of you. You can see him watching him now.
Melissa closing down.
Leaving his elephant head on both sides of this gunboat, still slowly moving south.
It's nice to see some activity from these lions. I've only ever seen them walking when they've come through camp. Snoop around, Let's see if the females are up ahead. Or we go down onto the fence line. Okay, so they've just gone into here. The fence isn't too far. We'll loop around towards, yeah, here's the other road, so we'll go down onto the fence. I think the lionesses may have gone that way. There aren't any tracks coming down the road, so they may just follow the fence up. Yep, here their tracks are. They're walking down here. There they are. There's the two lionesses. I'll just make space. The other vehicle is going to come behind us. Well, if you zoom out, Andrew, you get the mountains in the background. It's beautiful. Last bit of light. Look at that. What a scene. First the elephants at Seskan Krip, and now we've got these lions not too far from Mamba Dam. Can you hear that fiery neck nightjar calling?
Brent off Lowveld.
Yeah, I was saying, it's nice to see these lions on the move, doing a little bit. Those males walking around, scent marking. I haven't seen them moving other than through camp. I've sat with them a couple of times as they've been flat cats. The most noteworthy, the afternoon we spent at Sequoia Dam the other day. I think it was Victoria, my first drive together that we did for Painted Dog TV. No, that was the second drive. First drive was with the wild dogs. And they're looking south towards where those two males were walking. Listening, heads turned. This one closest to us is a little bit uncomfortable, sort of looking over his shoulder like that, whereas his sister has angled her body in that direction. While we sit with these lions, just want to give an update. Oh, here comes one of the males. He's jogging in. The girls thought they had given him a slip, and now he's found them. He's getting to them before his brother does. Now just keep an eye on our social media in terms of what's going to happen on Friday. We do have another drive scheduled, which will be done by Rhino Revolution, talking about some rhino conservation, but it will be in German. And then we might do a pack drive on Saturday morning. But we'll just see. We'll let you know on our socials, so stay tuned on those in terms of what's happening. But Friday afternoon, when we would have a pack drive, we are going to be doing a drive with Rhino Revolution, just talking about some rhino awareness and conservation. I think that's broadcast in German. But we might schedule another drive on Saturday morning to replace that Friday afternoon drive for our pack members and the public. But just, yeah, like I said, keep an eye on our socials. We'll send updates there as to what's happening. But what a way to end our day. Got some active lions, 2 lionesses, the 2 boys. I can hear the second male is to the right of where that male's walking now. It looks like he's going to scent mark. Some spraying his urine there, scent marking that tree. Christine, that's why we do this. We sit out here with the wildlife of Africa and broadcast it to you back at home, so you can sit wherever you are in the world and enjoy this. It's a real privilege to do this work, to live out here and get to experience this all the time, and it's such an honor to bring this to you back at home. So many people can't come and enjoy this experience. So it's amazing to be able to share it with you back at home. There's animals on the move now.
Thank you, Station. Levels closing down.
Andrew hasn't only had elephants come close to him this evening, he's had some lions. The second male's coming down the road there, just following them at a distance. But you see how the first male is quick to get up and follow those lionesses, staying really close to them. He doesn't want his brother to become close. Now, I don't know these lions too well, but he's got this big scar under his left eye. Is that an old one, or is it a new wound? Andrew says it's new. So these 2 males have been fighting amongst themselves a little bit. Just a little nick, nothing too serious. That kink in his tail. Okay, let's turn around and follow them with the few minutes that we have left on this evening's drive. It has been very nice there. We've got some elephants nice and close. Now we've got the lions nice and close. I mean, that's not always what does it, but they're just walking down the road past us. It's so nice to work with animals that are relaxed and tolerant of us, not really... I need to shine my light behind us before I get stuck on something. It's amazing being able to watch animals go about their lives with our presence and not change their behavior. That's what's so special about all of this. Those animals walked within 9 feet of the car there, if not a little bit closer. Just walking down the road. Oh. While I learn how to drive still. Up. So Kinky Tail is spending a bit of time behind them. He's not going too close to them. He's now, the other 3 are up ahead. You can see where the male and the other 2 females are. And he's just keeping his distance off to the left here. That's just a nice scene, kind of eye level as we're on the road below them. He's keeping his distance from the rest of them. Today was about being patient and waiting for it to cool down before animals started making an appearance. We didn't end on too many birds, but we've ended quite strong in the last 45 minutes or so, with the elephants moving in the last of the evening light. Now with the lions somewhat active, it's nice to see them getting mobile. And while they settle down temporarily for the evening, it's time for us at Rietspruit to say good night as this drive ends. Keep an eye on our social media. We'll let you know what's going on in terms of what we have in store for the next drive. Friday evening, potentially Saturday morning. Just have a look there. And thanks for joining us. I hope you've had a good time. I have. It's been nice to get to know the elephants close quarters and then end with the lions doing something. Have a good day wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you next time.